Let's go over auras, how to get them, some tips for the tower, and the fact that they are based off of rarity now. Hey Levians, this is Critter. Hopefully having a great day. I am having a great day. We're back today in Surf Fighter Simulator because we're actually going to be going over auras. So auras is one of the brand new mechanics that was introduced to the game. So I wanted to go ahead and take y'all on a lovely guide through everything. We're going to go over how to get them, some tips for the tower and clearing it. And we're going to go over the auras themselves and some data that I collected doing close to 33 runs on 11 different floor types. I'll explain when we get there. So if you have not already, please make sure you smash the like button, do the same subscribe button. I greatly appreciate it, helps me out a lot. And let's get right into it. Now the aura I have on is actually very faint. So I actually have ethereal energy. So it is actually very faint compared to some of the other ones. Some of the other ones are very pronounced. Let's get this started. Auras. Auras give you a buff. They help everybody, no matter if you're pay to win, free to play, beginning, or end game. So in order to get auras, you do have to be able to get to enchanted woods. So this is kind of mid-game, a mid-game thing. I wouldn't say beginning game can get to them. So what you have to do is you have to go over to the tower. So here's the tower. So all you have to do is hit E to interact. It will put you in here. This can be done as a group. So you will be queued in and you have to kind of wait for this timer to tick down. Now, here's the deal. Unlike with dungeons or time trials where we have to wait time, you don't have to wait on this one. This one you can rinse and repeat as many times as you want over and over and over again. It just takes time. So if you don't get the aura you want first time, you can just keep on going. So once these lovely stairs come down, a 5-minute timer starts. You have 5 minutes to clear 4 floors. So much like, you know, the dungeon. So what you do is you go over, you hit the mob dies, and a new set of staircases arises. Now, some people I know do this mess where they go up the stairs every single time like this. I'm going to show you a neat little trick. What you do is you start right here, hit the mob, and keep on going. Don't stop moving, just keep on going to the next part. And you can keep doing this over and over, and this is a lot faster and a lot less spinning, because everyone likes spinning. So just keep doing this over and over and you can continue to go up. Every 4 floors you will hit a button, and this button is going to lower stairs. So from what I'm theorizing, nothing has been stated, is that this kind of changes the rarity that you can get for your lovely auras. Now, we're going to go ahead and go over some of the auras that you can get from the lovely tower. Now the tower does go up to 50 rooms. So let me go ahead and show you all this lovely little sheet. Some of these are off by percentiles. I did not make this. I'd like to keep that in mind. I did not make this. However, this shows all of the currently known auras that you can obtain. We have stuff from coins, damage, crit multiplier, mixtures of the both, crit chance, power, which that's one of the big ones we're going to be talking about. So as you can see, there's a bunch of different ones in here, a bunch of different names. So what Sister did, because I like to torture myself, is I spent 3.5 hours doing runs from room 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36, 40, and 44. And this is basically how I did them. I would go all the way up, go all the way to the end. I would go to the room beyond. So for 44, I would open the stairs for 45, reset, and then I would go outside and claim my reward. Very simple. That's the prompt you get for getting the auras. You can either keep one, you can keep your old one, or get a new one. That's how that works. So if you ever played Bee Swarm, it's kind of similar to the ant thing that they did. So I did these runs, and as you can see, we have a couple of things to note. You can definitely tell that there's some things that are common and some things that are not. Now, this is a very small sample set, but it is enough to tell me rarity. As you go up in floors, you have a chance to get some of the better ones, and that even the common ones can show up on top floors. So I'm only able to go to floor 44, so that is unfortunately the only place where I have data, but let's go ahead and go on over it. So example being, out of my 3 runs for floor 4, I got ice, and black static. Those are both very, very, very low end auras. They're still useful-ish, but yeah. So y'all can take a look at this. Y'all can take a screenshot. I'm going to preface this right now. This is not set locations. Let me be clear. You could still roll really well on whatever imaginary thing and get something that normally would appear much easier later on. How the mechanic works is that stuff gets easier the higher you go up. So basically you have a higher chance to get the rare items or the rare auras later on in the tower. These are not set rooms. These are not set floors. Please keep that in mind. If you ping me or comment that, I'm going to tell you to go rewatch the section at minute 7. These are not set, but it gives you a good idea of rarities and where stuff is going to become more easier to get, things like that. So let's kind of go over some of the stuff to note that's kind of really, really good. So I have fire highlighted here, and this is more for the OP players because this gives 100% crit chance, which with the dungeon that is currently released for room 40, several of the relics in there are really nice to use with this. So that's why I have that highlighted. For free-to-play players and lower-end pay-to-win players, no, not so much. Green lightning, as you can see, is crit multiplier and crit chance. That would be good for anybody. However, if you are free to play, I'm going to give a very few suggestions, and they have to deal with life, brew, ethereal energy, and unfortunately, static, which I was not able to find. Lightning as well covers this. I don't have it highlighted, but these give power buffs. The top one that is known right now is the ethereal energy at 20%. Yes, I know that thing says 19. Ignore that. Whoever entered that typed it in wrong. Those are going to be really helpful. That is what I'm currently using because I'm trying to get ranked up so that I can go start carrying for room 40. There are other ones that I suspect are much easier to get near the top of the tower at 50, like death. That's a big one. I didn't get violent. Violent's another good one. Those are going to be damage. Those are going to help you with not only tower, but those are also going to help you with dungeon, with clearing. So when you need damage, you are able to get it. Now, other people have talked about getting green lightning, using that. Anything with a crit multiplier attached to it. So ice does have a crit multiplier attached to it. It's 10%. It's pretty low, but I mean, you can still use it if you want. That is entirely up to you. My recommendations are crit, power, and then damage if you can't get anything else, you don't want to keep going. So kind of keep that in mind that the further you go or the further you get carried, that's the situation with that. So I just kind of wanted to show you all that because it kind of was blaringly obvious what stuff is more common, what stuff isn't, and the effects on the rarer stuff does start showing up more commonly later on, like the Etherean right here. Also, when you do complete it, you do actually get drops like you would from the dungeon. So just kind of keep that in mind. You actually can get that. And then you'll get this prompt. So I got static because I only went to room 4, which I didn't have that. I can add static to my spreadsheet. So, and it tells you right there what it does. So this is the little prompt. So you just hit keep old. I want to keep my old one. And there you go. So plebs, hopefully this answers any questions that you may have about auras and whatever it may be. Yes, you probably could go clear the first 4 rooms, reset, and then hope you get something from later on. That's a possibility. However, it's much easier to get them if you're able to clear further rooms, you get carried to further rooms. So, plebs, hopefully this was informative, hopefully this was helpful, and if you have any comments, leave them in the comment section down below, and I will see you next time.